Pelicans rookie Zion Williamson is one of the best and one of the strangest prospects to enter the league in recent memory. He is an oddity at 6'6", 285, potentially more pounds, and one of the best athletes we've ever seen, which leads him to dominate in transition, where he looks more like an oversized Randy Moss catching these full court length lobs. I'm not sure how defenses are meant to stop Zion's superpowered spin-offs where he plants and finishes aerial over defenders, and it helps having a player like Lonzo Ball to put the ball in only where Zion can catch it. In early offense, Zion loves to bound up the floor and seal smaller defenders who have no chance of stopping him once he gets position. Zion is redefining what it means to be a trail man. Instead of above the break threes, he'll seal Dennis Schroeder deep in the paint and finish right over him. Or he'll make a quick move and hammer the ball through the hoop. Once Zion gets ahead of steam like this, there's really no stopping him, not even if you're one of the best defenders in the league. Defenses load up on Zion in early offense, and when weak side defenders stare at him too long, he can make them pay with a kickout. That spin-off is just as powerful against a set defense, where Zion can feel a defender overplaying him in the post, spin back, and slam. Even when weak side defenses load up on the spin, Zion's 99 catch and traffic rating makes these plays easy. The Pelicans also run actions to get Zion lobs like this beautiful back screen. Zion's primary half-court offense comes in the post, where he's one of the league's most unique post weapons, a 6'6" brute relying primarily on touch, explosion, and strength. He bullies Jason Momoa like he's Aquaman here. Few defenders can contend with Zion's face-up drives, where he's so explosive. A quick jab and go leaves the defender in the dust, and his strength is overwhelming. Here he vaporizes 265 pounds of Naz Reid. He's too left-hand reliant in his post. He has the spin to his left and right-hand finish for an easy layup, but he spins into traffic to finish with his left. Zion could benefit to diversify his arsenal a little bit. Adding more consistent moves like this post fadeaway would only make him more deadly down low. On the offensive glass, Zion is tenacious with elite strength and leaping ability. He's like that oversized kid in Rec League who keeps grabbing his own misses just to pad his stats. The Pelicans sparsely use Zion as a roll man, but his strength and explosion comes in handy here as he bludgeons defenders on his way to the rim. It's hard to overstate how strong Zion really is, as early in his career he already has a knack for moving some of the league's largest mountains. Here he drives back Giannis Antetokounmpo like he's nothing and misses a bunny, and then he'll lower his shoulder and bulldoze Anthony Davis back into the rim like he's a feather. When Zion does attack from the perimeter, defenders often sag off of him because of his shooting issues, but Zion gobbles up space with his quick moves and dynamism on these drives. Once he's in freight train mode, giving him a runway is dangerous. Zion flashes occasional ball handling complexity, and some of these plays are just absurd for a man as big as Zion Williamson exploding out of a behind the back dribble or an in and out like this on the way to the cup. The Pelicans will occasionally send Zion moving off ball to generate him ahead of steam before he even catches. These curl actions make his drives even tougher to stop for defenses. Despite some of the gyroscopic ball handling Zion flashed this season, his dribbling was mostly problematic, as he'd often lose the ball under no semblance of pressure at all, rendering his elite physical tools all but useless on drives. And sagging off Zion's too effective of a strategy now, as he's not always able to separate or get all the way to the rim with space. All of that culminates in one of the most dominant seasons at the rim in league history, as Zion shot over 20 times at the rim this season, the first player in the last 2 decades to achieve that feat. And though Zion's efficiency at the rim isn't elite, that constant rim pressure leads to copious amounts of easy buckets, fouls, and kickouts, which made the Pelicans' offense with Zion on the floor one of the most potent in the league. Their offensive rating of 113.5 with Zion on the floor only trailed Dallas and Houston in regular season efficiency. And the Pelicans starting lineup, including Zion, had the second highest net rating of any lineup in the league. Zion's solo level gravitational pull not only inflates his point totals, but those of his teammates, as Zion's an impressive passer, especially considering his age and physical tools. Zion's already adept at weaponizing his scoring threat as a playmaker, as on this drive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green jerseys suck into the paint to stop his drive, leaving the kick out wide open. As defenses load up on Zion on the block, he has the awareness to understand where help is coming from and punishes defenses for doubling and tripling him. Here the help comes from behind Zion, but he knows where the vacant spot on the court is and passes for a 3. On this play, Minnesota sends help at Zion from the baseline, leading one defender guarding 2 on the weak side. Zion notices this, makes a snappy decision, and punishes the help. The ball moves, and the Pelicans get a dunk. Zion's still a growing distributor, but when 5 sets of eyes converge on him, he's learning how to drop the ball off the big man. Here's a great bounce pass in traffic. Zion's even flashed a little bit of perimeter passing. Here's a great live dribble cross-court feed for a triple. Zion's vision can be spotty, as he still misses passes he should make, like this short roll kick to the corner, or this pass down to a wide open man under the basket. Still a pretty solid read on the skip though. Drew Holiday attacks the close and finishes. That's an assist for Zion. Not at his shooting, where Zion took less than 5% of his shots from 3, only attempting 13 triples. His clunky release means defenders sag off him often, though he can make them when he's wide open at times. He's willing to take them. Here's the slowest flare screen in the history of basketball, and he's shown a willingness to take little mid-range pull-ups, though he hasn't been effective. Flashes like this are nice to see for his offensive growth. Now on to defense, where there are some tantalizing glimpses of what Zion could be. He has rockets in his shoes as a rim protector. His instincts and vertical explosion are crazy impressive on weak side rotations like this, breaking up this lob pass. Some of the playmaking instincts Zion flashes for his physical stature are truly incredible. Here he gets stuck on the screen, so he peels off and nabs a steal. Despite weighing as much as a semi-truck, Zion does show some aptitude as a perimeter defender, able to move his feet and stick with defenders. Whew! That block is nasty, and he's even shown some potency in one-on-one situations, here staying in front of Colin Sexton and forcing a bad miss. The same strength that's so effective on offense helped him hold ground against some of the league's prominent muscle men. Steven Adams just can't thrust him backwards here. But at this point, most of these flashes are just that, flashes. He's as bad a transition defender as he is good as a transition scorer. His effort is far too low, as here he doesn't stop ball against one of the best point guards ever. That low revving motor combined with his heavy feet lead to some interesting closeout attempts, and Zion doesn't recover here, offering no resistance at the rim. On this closeout attempt, Zion lunges at midair like he's fencing a ghost, leaving a driving lane open, and some of his footwork on these is downright confusing. I'm not sure how he turns to face the basket here. That lack of agility makes him vulnerable to off-ball screens where he can't maneuver around picks reliably. Zion's prone to the classic ball watch, where he stares at the ball, letting his man slip to the corner for a wide open three-pointer, and he's not quick enough to reliably stick with guards. Chris Paul creates tons of space. He's lucky that's not a foul. And on this play, fellow rookie Jordan McLaughlin rounds Zion like he's a turnstile. The Pelicans' defense with Zion at center places towards the bottom of the league, and that's largely due to his struggles defending the pick and roll, where his technique and sense of positioning are way off. And that's not even to mention the effort, which is downright terrible at times. Through 19 games, Zion placed in the top 50 in Jacob Goldstein's player impact plus minus, despite playing under half the minutes it requires to stabilize, and he was first among rookies by a mile. Despite Zion playing at an all-star or maybe even an all-NBA level this season, he has clear avenues to improve on both ends of the floor. Even on offense, Zion was a tighter handler and a better driver at Duke, where he played far more on the perimeter than he does in the NBA, where he spends most of his time on offense on the interior. Looking back at his college tape, we can see how tight and dynamic his handle was, especially compared to how it is in the NBA. That spin move is deadly. He hasn't shown that in the league yet, and some of his change of direction is downright violent for a player of his size. His freaky lateral explosion led to these Barry Sanders-esque hop steps, which have been totally absent in the pros. The majority of Zion's transition possessions in the NBA come as a gunner, where in college they came as a ball handler, where he used his speed and handle to grab and go, punishing defenses before they could set up for easy baskets. He regularly turned defense into offense all by himself, and I don't think I'm ever going to get over this play. With the NBA slated to return, all eyes are focused on Zion and the Pelicans, who are looking to make a late season playoff push. With 3 months out of basketball, how is Zion going to look in his first 5-on-5 action? Is he going to be in shape, and is he going to be capable of leading the Pelicans to the playoffs? Even if he doesn't, and even if this is it, his shortened rookie season was one of the best in recent memory. Zion Williamson is already the Pelicans' best player, and is a future superstar in the NBA. Thank you all so much for watching. You can make sure to follow me on Twitter at Ben_Pfeiffer_ for more basketball content. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, all of that helps a ton, and expect more NBA and NBA draft content in the future. So with that, have a nice day.